Hey everyone, welcome back to More Than Just Task Management, your favorite daily productivity podcast with me, Anna Angelova, a business coach and consultant specializing in productivity and personal development. And as always, with me, I have my co host, Joris Minnesvant. Morning, Joris.
Good morning, Anna. Good morning, everyone. Today's episode, we're gonna address the issue that we all face, and I'm notorious for this: procrastination, which is the biggest enemy of productivity. But no worries, we'll review a very simple the 5 minute rule that will help you get out of the procrastination. And I really need to do this today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is something that we all, like procrastination is something we all face. Whether it's every single day or once in a while, it's something we all face. And what we will be talking about is a game changer today for anyone who is struggling, especially now, right now, to do any tasks like important work, get started. Whether it's like writing content or making sales calls, or even just getting out of bed in the morning. Sometimes even this thing is hard. So um,
Yeah.
if you ever told yourself, "I'll do it later," I'll do it tomorrow. This episode is for you.
This is the third week I'm actually delaying my doing my corporate taxes, and I know how much I hate doing it, and I just every day I say, "Oh, I'll do it now. I'll do it now. I'll do it now." This you did it what 3 weeks ago, and the deadline is looming next week, and I always do this, and it's just this brain resistance against the things we don't want to do. It's incredible, but we have the method that we're going to review in this episode. It's going to hack this brain resistance and get you going on the important tasks.
Uh, yeah, and I love that you're bringing this example. I actually like it's really weird, and that's why like I was procrastinating emailing. Like sending an email,
Mm.
and it's with something we're facing. Like having a problem with some things, and like I'm emailing back and forth with support, and I have been procrastinating emailing back, like just sending one email that, like, it's unbelievable, and it actually makes me wonder, why do we procrastinate? Like, why are we doing this to ourselves?
It's honestly, it's fear and overwhelm. It's literally either the task is feels too big, too boring, or uh, sometimes, and this is in my case, we don't like to see the outcome. We fear the outcome. I think the fear part is that I don't know what will happen if I finish this work. So it's really like it's a fear of failing as well. And our brain does this the best. It's really like designed to do this, avoid the discomfort, delay the outcome, and this is what we call procrastination. And find distractions instead, something that gives you quick happiness. But the problem is that uh, um, the idea that you need to do that work in the back of your brain does not go away, and that bothers you. So that eats away at your energy as well. So if you do the hardest thing that you don't want to do first, you'll have actually more energy to do other things.
Yeah, and when you think about it, sometimes it's disheartening with like the idea that this is something that's wired within us, and but ultimately we need to face the truth, right? Like we need to be aware of what's really going on and where it's coming from. And you're so right that it's ingrained. Like our brain is wired to avoid pain and seek pleasure. And
Yeah.
when we see something difficult, and even when we expect that something will not be like will be painful, like seeing how much you owe in taxes, of course you don't want to do it. And also like with just the example I gave with emailing back and forth with support, like I've been emailing with them for 2 or 3 weeks now. And I've been telling them, oh, it's still the same error message. It's still the same error message. They give me a link. I'm like, it's still the same thing. So ultimately, in the back of my mind, I expect that it's futile. What I'm doing is futile. Now,
Mm.
I know at some point, or at least I hope that at some point this will be resolved. Someone will actually step in and help and resolve this. But absolutely, like we are wired to do this, and knowing is the first big. Being aware of why we do this, like why we procrastinate, is the first step, and then the second part is actually doing something about it. And now
Yeah.
that hopefully now you're convinced, like with like you know why we really do it, and Joris, like you said, the more we delay it, it actually snowballs. Also, we turn it into a mountain. Like we like call. In the beginning, it's something small, but then the more we delay it, it's still there in the back of our minds, and not only it eats up our energy, but we make it into something so much big and hard, and then when we actually end up doing it, it's like, oh, it was painless and it took me only 30 minutes instead of 30 days.
Yeah.
To help you start with this, and what today is all about is the 5 minute rule. And this is something that, as I said, it's a game changer. And it's really simple. Ultimately, the idea is commit to working on whatever you need to do for 5 minutes. That's it.
Yeah, and instead of telling yourself, "Oh, I have to write this 65 page essay," you say, "I only write for 5 minutes." Or instead of thinking, "Oh, I have to go to the gym," say, "I'll just do 5 minutes of exercise." And then that what that does, that gets you out of that moment, the inertia, that the brain inertia that stops you from getting going, gets you actually going, and then the momentum picks up, and then you end up finishing it before you know it.
Yeah, a lot of time you end up finishing it. Absolutely, absolutely. And I love the example with like, the inertia and the momentum. Like if you think about a train, and we just had a train parked here, very annoying. So because the caboose was here and making so much noise, with a train, like, it takes so much energy for the train to start, like starting. And one of the things actually, even in business, like we're thinking, oh, our biggest competitors are this and this and this. Our biggest competitors are other business coaches and consultants, or BCG and Accenture and all these big ones, right? Uh, but ultimately, our biggest competitor is inertia, is people not doing anything, not taking action. And like once we actually break the inertia for when we procrastinate on tasks, once we break the inertia, like we gain momentum. And if you think about a train, like, yes, it takes so much power and energy for the train to start, but then once it's in motion, go and stop it. Like try to stop it, right? Um, if you have watched that movie with the runaway train, I don't remember the title. Like they tried to stop it in so many ways, and it kept on going and it kept on going, and gaining speed and momentum. So it can be a miracle, and it like Joris, like you said, a lot of times once you start, you actually finish it.
Yeah, yeah, this is based on actually based on Newton's first law. An object in motion stays in motion. Once you take the first step, the momentum kicks in, and suddenly the task is done. It takes no time to finish it.
Oh yeah, I love it. Bringing physics to our conversation, making
Yep.
it scientific. Uh,
First thing in the morning. Yeah.
absolutely. Anyway, time for some actually ideas or actionable examples, right? Because like, I do find that examples are really helpful when we think about this. So how do you apply the 5 minute rule, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you need to do some writing, like content or whatever it is. Like you need to write a proposal. Like ultimately, if you're struggling to start, write for 5 minutes. And the thing is, again, no pressure to finish. Set a timer, 5 minutes. Start writing. If you continue going and move forward, great. But just start writing.
Mm.
If you are, like, let's say sales, right? This is something that calling people is something that we all fear the rejection. We all fear the response we'll get if we call someone unexpectedly, right? So if you need to do some sales calls or reach out to people, 5 minutes, what would 5 minutes mean? Say, okay, one call, or I'll send one message. That's it. And then let's say if it's about like your office is a little bit cluttered and the space like it kind of bothers you. 5 minutes, what would it mean? 5 minutes? Just clean a little bit, like one drawer in your office, right? Just start with something like this. If you need to spend some focus time, right? Like if you need to do some deep work, like really strategize, think about things, 5 minutes. So set a 5 minute timer and that's it. Like commit to 5 minutes is so doable. Like we've already been talking 10 minutes now about a 5 minute rule, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
5 minutes is
exactly.
so doable. And then when you think about your personal life, with health and exercising, like exercising is something I have been actually postponing this to resume my workout for, I don't know, 2, 3 weeks now. And
Your workout, my taxes.
yeah, I know. We all
You
have
do my
our
taxes,
things.
I'll do your workout.
No, I want to go back to my workout. I'm going back today to the workout. But this is
Okay, you
start.
do my taxes either way.
No.
I hate doing it.
So start with 5 minutes, and we were talking about putting your clothes and like exercise clothes, and just start like do 5 minutes a stretch or a walk or something, and it gets you in motion and you move forward.
Yeah. And great tip. And what this does, it gets you going from that inertia that gives you momentum. So now take that. If you pair this 5 minute rule with the Pomodoro technique, then you'll stay in motion. Start with 5 minutes, and if you keep going, make sure that you go at least 25 minutes before you take a break. Tell yourself, okay, now that I get going, let me write the essay or let me exercise for 25 minutes before I take the first break. And that will just snowball.
This is actually a great addition, yeah, to what we're talking about because while 5 minutes is very helpful and it still moves you forward, right? Like 5 minutes still, you've done something. You've written a couple of sentences. You have made one call or message one person. And while it's fantastic, like if you are actually able to continue, like once you gain the momentum, the more you keep on doing the focused work, the more you get into flow. And it actually takes time for us to get into flow, right? It takes some time for us to get into flow. So, yeah, if you can combine it with Pomodoro, absolutely. I love this addition.
Yeah, absolutely. So here are our actionable takeaways for today's podcast. Pick a task you have been avoiding. My taxes, your exercise, Anna. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Start without worrying about finishing. And apply the Pomodoro. Don't take a break until 25 minutes. Without before you know it, the task is done for the day, and you have time to that nagging in the back of your brain is gone. Now you have time to focus and do important things.
Love it. And an example, not an example, but I can, like we have been talking about this as well the past couple of days, is progress, not perfectionism, progress. Actually, yesterday we were talking about overcoming perfectionism. So remember, it's all about progress. Like you're not striving for a perfect outcome. You're just starting. So go ahead, pick one task and go do it. And tomorrow we will actually report on our our tasks with the taxes and the workout. So keep us accountable.
Yeah. I was actually, yes, actually, I will actually just made it my mission that on tomorrow's podcast, the first thing that I will announce is that I did my taxes and I submitted it. So that's a commitment from me. And what I love to ask our audience, uh, please try the 5 minute rule and comment and tell us how it worked. Did it work? What didn't work? And yeah, let us know what it worked. And if you like our podcast, as usual, please subscribe and share. And hopefully other people can take advantage and do their taxes or exercise.
Oh yeah, I will also tomorrow. I will also share uh, my workout being done. Day one of muscle burns fat MBF. It's hashtag
Mhm.
MBF. So tune in tomorrow to hear whether we did it or not. And remember, action creates momentum. Action is what actually ultimately changes things. So take action and join us tomorrow for another short tip on habits and routines, which is our focus this week.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
Enjoy the
everyone.
rest of your day. Bye bye.
Bye bye.